Hey guys, this weekend it is the Bulls versus the Sharks in the Currie Cup final. We've been waiting a long time for this. The Bulls, they won the Super Rugby Unlocked season, so basically they've been favorites since then. It is at 3 o'clock, so make sure you get your watches right. It's not at 2, it's not at 4:30. Get your watches right for 3 o'clock. I am going to be doing a live stream, so also tune into that one as well. I will be sending the link out later today, and then I will see you tomorrow for that. Just a reminder on how the log looked. The Bulls, they were at the top the whole season. Then the Sharks in third place, 4 points behind the Bulls in there. When we get into this game, the good news for this game, we have a great referee. Jaco Pijper, the best referee in South Africa, is in charge of this game. The last time these two teams played, the Sharks beat the Bulls 32-19 in Durban. The Bulls, they haven't had the best record against the Sharks of late in the Currie Cup. In the Super Rugby, a different story. When you get to the Bulls this season, they have 9 from 12, Sharks 8 from 11, so both teams have lost 3 games this season. Further than that, they've won everything. In the history between these two sides, it is in the favor of the Sharks, the recent history. But the big thing to look out for this weekend is the thunderstorms predicted in Loftus Versfeld. We might not see a complete game. I don't know what happens in a final when the game doesn't get completed because of weather. I did try and Google. I didn't find anything, but I don't know what's going to happen if a thunderstorm does stop the game. That just means the kickers are going to be even more important in this game. Getting to the two sides, the front rows, or basically both teams are unchanged. One change for each side. In the front row, they bring in Johan Grobelaar for the Bulls, Lizo Kuboka and Nyakane, the two Springbok props, continue for the Bulls. They've been scrumming great this season. Grobelaar probably the second best hooker for the Bulls in my opinion. He is better than Erasmus, so coming in there, the two teams, both of them don't have the best hookers, with Mbata in for the Sharks. It's not the best hookers in South Africa, if I have to say it like that. So the line-out time might be an even contest because not one of them have a straight out and out clear favorite when it comes to the hookers. Scrum battle is going to be a big one with Oxenchair and Thomas du Toit also for the Sharks. So it is two Springbok scrums going up against each other, or two Springbok sets of props going up against each other. Then we get to the locks. Sintu Manjezi, he continues at number 4 with Nortje. Nortje has been great so far this season. So they are up against JJ van der Mest and Van Heerden. Like I said last week, Van der Mest, he's not the greatest line-out jumper. He's a very big guy. He basically adds size to the Sharks pack. He also is a great option for running into big battles, but he isn't the greatest line-out jumper. He often loses the ball in the air. So Nortje, he's the opposite of that. He gets the ball all the time. For me, for the Sharks, I would probably have started Andrews. Then we get to the number 6 battle. Very big one here. Marco van Staden, he's probably one of the more settled guys as the breakdown kings in South Africa. We know what he can do. Probably really pushing to get more game time in the Springboks. Then Dylan Richardson, he's a newbie on the scene. Plays 2 as well, now plays 6. Really does well on the breakdown. He has been challenging some of the big guys so far this season, so I can't wait to see how these two go up against each other. Rinku Venter with Elrich Louw, both of them had a quiet game last week. Nortje versus Vermeulen. It is two guys that really know each other pretty well. Vermeulen, the veteran. Nortje, he was one of the younger guys under Vermeulen at a stage with the Western Province. Nortje, he's really coming back into his good form now. Then we have Jaden Hendrikse. Surprised to get him back at number 9. I think it's a good decision because he has been the better number 9 for the Sharks so far this season. I think Nohamba in the start of 2020 had a great season. Now he's kind of fading out of it. Jaden Hendrikse, he's been doing well. The Sharks' backline does a lot better when he also plays. He's a little bit bigger than Nohamba, or a lot bigger actually. He can take a couple of tackles as well. And then the thing about him is he gets those passes very smoothly to Bosch. Nohamba has a knack of getting him low to Bosch or high to him, and you don't want that in a final, especially where there's drop goal opportunities and things like that. Ivan van Zyl, probably the best number 9 so far in the Currie Cup season so far. He's going to go up against Jaden Hendrikse to prove what he can do Still, he was linked to Saracens. I don't know if that deal has went through. Mornestein versus Cohen Bosch. That is the big battle this week, because both of them, we know they are going to get points in this game. We know there's going to be a couple of penalties in this one. Cohen Bosch with that long ranges. Mornestein, he's just been doing well with his range of kicking. And then what he's also doing really well is setting up guys next to him with little chips and grubbers. We saw it last week. They were the only team that really pitched up last week to the semi-final and played a bit of rugby. Let's face it, the semi-finals weren't the most entertaining rugby we saw last week. Then we get into the centres, Cornel Hendricks versus Marius Louw. It's a tackler versus a stepper of Hendricks. So I can't wait to see this battle. Then it's versus Janse van Vieren. Janse van Vieren continues at number 13. He's actually a scrum half / wing. Now he's at 13. He is pretty big, so yeah, he can play there. It's unfortunate that Gans isn't playing, because he's probably the second best player for the Bulls so far this season. I would have liked to see him face again this week, but it's versus Janse van Vieren. I think probably has a bit of an edge there. On the wings, it's just exciting players. Trevano Jacobs, he found a couple of tries last week. He was quite silent, actually. Basically, he was open for both of his tries. Then you have Kurtley Arendse. We know what he can do. He sidesteps everyone in front of him, gets a lot of runs through as well. Then they are up against Sibu and Corsi, the Springbok flyer that can score great tries. He can bump a couple of players in front of him as well. Then Jarpenke at number 11. He's kind of gotten quiet in this last couple of weeks. At number 15, David Kriel, also a little bit more quiet in the last couple of weeks, versus Fassi, who's also kind of getting back into his form after that injury he had for most of this Currie Cup / Super Rugby Unlocked season. Getting on to the benches, there's also just that one change. Like I said, it was a rotational switch. So Schalk Erasmus with Jock van Rooyen and Smith is the front row replacement for the Bulls. That is a good front row replacement for them. I think it's probably better than the Sharks' Uester, Majola and Kumbarai. Like I said previously, Kumbarai has been struggling so far when he does come on. Iron Andrews, great replacement for them when it comes to line-out time. Jan Eys as well for the Bulls. Arno Botha, he's been quiet so far this season, not what we know of him. Then Bolly for the Sharks, he could easily start this game as well. Ambrose Papier for a bit of speed, same with Nohamba. Chris Smith, I just love that other video this week the Bulls posted where Steyn and Chris Smith just have the same kicking stance and form. Perfect. You can see he's learning a lot from the master over there. Guys, Jeremy Ward, he's a guy to look out for. Moni Lebok as well, playing against his previous team. If I have to make a prediction for this game, the bookies are saying the Bulls by 7 points. I also say the Bulls are favourites. They are playing at Loftus. They've been better this whole season. Rainy weather, though, might favour the Sharks a little bit more. I might reduce that 7 a little bit on my side. I think the Bulls to win this one by 3 points. The Sharks obviously can push this one. Depends on who gives away most penalties and knock-ons in a game like this. Guys, let me know your prediction for this game down in the comments below. Check out these videos next to me. Remember to watch the live stream tomorrow. And then I hope you enjoy the final. Cheers.